Welcome into the Spartans Masters Series presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor. We've had a 2-week break, and after that 2-week break, we're coming back to the, excuse me, I can't even talk tonight. We're coming back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, looking for a little bit of luck tonight. Joe, please save me. I'm stumbling all over my words already tonight. So as we get the aerial view of Las Vegas, let us know a little bit about it.
All right, I'll do my best, but you know me, I can only take this so far without help, so you're going to have to come back pretty soon. Here we are at Las Vegas. This is a variable banking track. I know that about it. It is about 1.5 miles long, and we're going to be doing 160 laps around this bad boy tonight. And I've watched a couple races here, let me tell you, and I'm excited to see how these guys in the Masters Series tackle what can be a daunting track once the tires start to get a little experience under them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tire-saving race, honestly. It's kind of a strange one. It's a little bit weird, but we'll get into that a little bit later. First up, we're going to jump into our championship standings, looking at Joseph Kazi up on the top, Justin Levine in second, Charles Van Schack in third, PB Henry in fourth, Johan Seminario rounding out the top five, with Chris Hudson, Kevin Zosiak, Kyle Gerlach, Mark Sanchez, and Kyle Westwood all having good seasons up in the top 10 so far. So good job to all those guys through the early parts of the season. But now that we're back from the 2-week break, we'll have to wait and see if anybody outside that top 5 can maybe dip their toes in towards the top and try to challenge by the end of the regular season with some of those other drivers towards the top of the field. But looks like qualifying is just wrapped up, so let's do a quick little abbreviated keys of the race. Joe, do you have anything for me?
I do have a couple of keys to the race. Let's run down real quick. First thing and foremost, bring it up on the screen. There we go. I want to remember what I said. Watch those tires. We're going to talk about this later, like you said, but Las Vegas can be a race that does a number on your tires. We're here for 160 laps. They've got 4 in the pits. They got to watch out for that. Get a good exit. I've noticed here that if people don't get a good exit, they just don't get the passes made, and they can really quickly lose that sort of extra tenth per lap on a bad exit. You just got to watch out for that and try to use the momentum through the whole turn. Last but not least, high rolling is risky. If you use the top lane here and you don't have any help, you're going to get left behind. I found that the bottom lane, from what I've seen, is really where the speed's at on most of the long running. So we'll see if that holds out here tonight, or maybe I'm completely wrong.
I would say that the inside line is going to be better whenever you're single file, but if you're side by side, I would probably rather be at the top, be able to pinch off the guy on the bottom. But nonetheless, we're going to be running through the starting grid here tonight. PB Henry up on the pole with a 29.194, so good job there from Peanut Butter in the number 25. Joseph Kazi on the outside in the number 88 in second place, just about 100th and a half off of PB Henry. Caleb Mitchell lines up in third with Johan Seminario on his outside in fourth. Wayne Bowen starting in the 5th place spot with Sammy Harrell in 6th place. Lou Christian lining up on the inside of row number 4 with Dakota Jorgensen on his outside in 8th. And then rounding out the top 10 is going to be Justin Levine and Art Nicotero.
Moving on, we have Evan Ethel in 11th, Kevin Zosiak on the outside in 12th, Charles Van Schek in 13th, and Drew Prohl in 14th. Scott Healy in 15th with Kyle Westwood in 16th. Scott Schroeder in 17th with Mark Sanchez in 18th. Jose Medina in 19th with Chris Vincent in 20th.
Devin Main starting in 21st, Chad Kibbe in 22nd, Pat Harvey lining up in the 23rd place position, Cody Riggs in 24th, James McRae lining up in 25th with Kyle Gerlach on his outside in 26th. Reese Schaefer starts in 27th with Adam Patet on the outside in 28th. Chris Hudson and Colton Gardner round out the top 30 with Robert Besaw Jr. and Christopher Fuge rounding out the 32-car field here tonight from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We've got 160 laps in store for you guys here tonight, so a good bit of running, a good bit of racing, and we do have that stage break coming up at lap number 65. So 2 stages in the race tonight, obviously much shorter fuel distances than we're used to, so we're going to have to see that pit stop in stage 1. When do these guys take it? Do they decide to save a set of tires? All of these questions yet to be answered, but they will in the course of the next 160 laps. PB Henry up on the pole here tonight in that number 25. He's had a lot of bad luck here recently, and he's trying to change that string here today from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. PB Henry to the green flag, and we're racing after the 2-week break from Las Vegas.
It's a nice 2-car column down the first turn. Here we go. It's currently Joseph Causey out in front by just a little bit. PB Henry on the inside, but there's still 2 lanes, and it looks like they're going to try to sort themselves out, but the 2 lanes are holding all the way through the back stretch here.
Causey had the better momentum on the top side of the racetrack. PB could not quite get him cleared through 1 and 2. Causey had a good start. Didn't wait until that green flag blew rather than waiting on the leader to go on the initial start. Really caught PB Henry out. And now PB back to 3rd and potentially could lose P3 because Kayla Mitchell, he's coming around the outside.
Yeah, we see Kayla Mitchell there at the 67 on the outside now, leading that, but he's maybe, he's going to get a little bit of a squeeze there on the outside line, but I think that he's got good position right now, and if he can keep up the momentum, he's going to stay in that top five position he's in right now, running 4th, so he's looking pretty good, just ahead of Sammy Harrell in the 42.
Sammy Harrell down to the inside here of Lou Christian, fighting for the top 5, a little bit of door contact in the center of the tri-oval. Coming down into turn number 1, Lou Christian about a car width off of the door of Harrell, giving him plenty of room on the bottom, not pinching him too far, and Lou Christian's going to get the run on the outside. You're going to be able to clear him down the back straightaway, heading down into turn number 3. Dakota Jorgensen down to the inside of Justin Levine. These guys fighting inside of the top 10. That's a battle for 8th place that gets sorted out as Kevin Zosiak now trying to get to the outside of Jorgensen for 9th.
Looks like there's a pass being made there. Here's the 37. Let's see, coming up the front here. Who is that 37 car? That's Kevin Zosiak, I think? No.
37?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got my Trading Paints messed up here. Whoop, there we go, 15. Sorry, Trading Paints was not loading, and I just got it fixed. My bad.
That's
sorry,
understandable, at least a little bit. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Seminario down on the inside now, just trying to fight off that third place, trying to fight to save that third place position. Gets passed up a little bit. PB Henry, these guys at the front now are kind of starting to figure out where they're running in this order, and I think that there's still going to be some moving, some shaking, but I think that the order has been sorted out. Remember, like you said, we're going to see a pit stop. That was wall contact there.
Racing at Las Vegas in the next gen car is all about maintaining track position for about 20-25 laps, and then just using the long run of the car to prevail. I'll get back to this in a second because we are side by side for the race lead. PB Henry to the outside, coming out of turn number 2, got a good run coming out of the corner, and he's going to set sail down into turn number 3. Still stuck on the outside of the racetrack, still not clear of the number 88, down on the bottom. Side by side coming out of turn number 4. Kazi not willing to give up the race lead yet. I said just a moment ago, you want to keep that track position. PB Henry, he's using his tires up a little bit to go up there and get some. But man, if he can get that clean air, if he can give the dirty air to that number 88 to Kazi, that lap 25, lap 30, lap 35 of the run would be so uncomfortable for the cars behind that have been stuck in the dirty air, burning up the tires. PB Henry trying to get that clean air so that he's not one of them.
And it looks like he's got a good.
Oh, Levine got sent sideways down to turn number 4. He goes sent spinning coming off of the corner. He's going to make a lot of contact with Sammy Harrell, who comes back up across the racetrack with Luke Christian. The original car, sorry, that's Charles Van Schack. I don't know if it was Van Schack or Luke Christian that got into Levine, but their paint schemes both purple and white. Couldn't quite tell, but it was a purple and white car that got into the back of Justin off of 4, and then Justin ended up going around.
Well, we're going to have to throw that in the old Wayback Machine and see what happened. Yeah, that was just off my camera feed for a second, unfortunately, but let's see here. Eyes on Levine. Oh, no.
Just barely got the left rear, but that's all it takes. Just the tiniest of taps through the center of the corner. Honestly, Justin did a good job not getting more damage than he did. Same to Sammy Harrell and Charles Van Schack there. I think just a little bit of cosmetic damage, just minor issues there for a lot of the guys up in the top 10, top 15 that got caught up in that one. But ultimately, like I said, just tiny contact, and Justin left them just a lane, but Luke came up just an inch and then kind of kicked this off. There's definitely going to be some damage for these guys. Levine and Sammy definitely kind of collided wheels or wheel wells a couple times. Yep. You can see a little bit of damage on the back bumper of the 42, but ultimately that's a lot better than it probably should have been, wrecking in front of 20 cars.
No one got T-boned, like, or straight up driven through, which is always a blessing. I hadn't expected it. I thought Levine was going to get absolutely just cow-catchered, you know, straight off the track, but he got off the track pretty quick after that spin and avoided getting caught up in any more.
Split decision out on the racetrack, whether they come down pit road or not. Johan looks like he's the first one off of pit road in 10th place. Sorry, PB Henry in 9th. Everybody in front of him looks like they have stayed out.
Yep. Looks like Besaw in 10th did not go in. Chris Vinson also chose not to go in. Kind of a good spot to do it, I think, but maybe not to take tires, just to top up on gas.
Yeah, I was about to say, everybody that came in took gas. There weren't any tires getting put on the cars, so just some people deciding to come down, take some gas. I don't think it's going to get them to the end of the stage, but it'll make it where you got to take less gas in the next pit stop. So, if you're not taking tires, I like the call.
This stage feels, far off. 65 with this fuel model that we're currently using here in this league, 65 is far off. So even at lap where we are, lap 10, you're gonna pit. You're still gonna have to pit before you get to the end of that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way for anybody to make it. Maybe if you save super heavy, but then I think you're just losing so much time that it's not going to be worth it.
You're gonna be giving up every position to try to get to the end of the stage and to prove you can get there on one tank of gas. Yeah. Not going to be helpful. I think the lights are off though. Looks like we're going to get ready to go soon. Who's out in front?
Luke Christian going to be lining up. Yep, Luke Christian lining up in first. Drew Prohl on the outside in second. Mark Sanchez in third. James McRae in fourth. Pat Harvey fifth. Chris Hudson sixth. Devin Maines in seventh. And that's where the bit of jump it up running order comes to a stop. After that, PB Henry in eighth. Joseph Kazi in ninth. Johan Seminario in either 9th or 10th. They're swapping their position back and forth, but ultimately you got to kind of watch PB Henry, Johan, and Joseph Kazi, kind of see how fast they come through these guys. But again, they didn't take tires, so they don't have any advantage. So these guys up here should be able to stay up here. Lou Christian, Drew Prohl, going to see how long they can hang. And Lou's been fast this year. He's gotten a win. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw the 21 stay up here for quite a while, but the green flag's flying again, and we're racing once again from Las Vegas, and Christian gets a great start. I mean, easily clear. Sanchez in third did not get going at all. He's going to end up falling back to 4th place on the inside, still trying to keep his nose in there, not going to be able to do it. They're going to single file out for the top 4. First side-by-side battles 5th. That's get sorted out, and now PB Henry on the outside, trying to get past Devin Maines and trying to shove that car in front of him all the way down the back.
Can he make it, though? He's in the middle of a lot of traffic right now. There's not really a lot of room for him to go anywhere. PB Henry's got to get past Chris Hudson if he wants to get any further up that line, and he's going to have to stay on the outside until he at least can get ahead of the nose of that 5 car on Devin Maines.
Up at the front, Drew Prohl looking to the outside of Lou Christian, coming down to turn 1, but he's going to go way, way wide on the entry of the corner, trying to get as much momentum for the exit as he possibly can. He's a little wide on the corner exit. Lou Christian coming up the side draft, trying to keep him back, but he's not going to be able to do it. Drew Prohl's going to go through to the race lead.
You love to see it. You love to see it. I love the aggression we're seeing at the front of the race here, even though we do have long racing ahead of us. We're seeing this first place position change hands a couple times tonight so far.
Drew Prohl up in the lead. Now James McRae on the outside of Lou Christian coming down to turn number 1. McRae pinching him a little bit closer than Prohl was willing to do last time by. Sanchez trying to fill the hole. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to go over under, back down to the bottom, down the back straightaway, trying to take 3rd away from Christian now.
Yeah, that was a close move there. Christian almost took off the nose of that car, but I think that he expected a fight, and now he's got one.
Okay, Christian now to the top side of the racetrack so that he can pinch that car on the bottom down, get the momentum coming off the corner, trying to hang on to the 3rd place spot. Further back, though, it is absolutely a hornet's nest. Nowhere to go. Stuck 3 wide, stuck 2 wide. Doesn't really matter what you do. You're just trying to get the momentum to go forward. Nobody really making any big moves at the back just yet. Just a couple 3 wides.
Oh man, it's terrifying back there. It's like watching videos where they don't paint lines on the highway and everyone is just going 70 miles an hour, but in this case they're going 190 miles an hour and just trying to make it work, and somehow it is.
Side by side, BB Henry stuck in a battle with Kalen Mitchell. Looks like he's going to be able to prevail, though, take that 9th place spot, but these guys that decided to come down pit road have not made any headway. Kazi still in 8th place, and I believe that it was PB Henry in 8th place whenever we came back to the restart. So these guys not moving forward whatsoever. In fact, Johan moving backwards a little bit.
I'm going to speculate here. Tell me if I'm wrong. More fuel means heavier car. Guys in front didn't take fuel. Could they just be faster on physics?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It was so minuscule, right? They ran 8-9 laps.
That's what I thought. That was my only counter thought, was it was only 9-10 laps, tops.
I think it's more just the fact that you're stuck back in the dirty air. It's hard to pass, and it's really about getting to the top side of somebody and using the momentum to get by them. So if you try to make a pass to the inside, you might just burn up your stuff rather than completing a move. So it's a little frustrating. You got to pick your battles. Got to know when you can kind of make that move. I don't know. Like I said, you got to wait kind of for the long run. And we're still ways away from that, probably 10 or so more laps. But then at that point, we're breathing down the neck of coming down, having to come down pit road because we've got that abbreviated fuel cell. It's so small that the runs aren't actually that long. So saving tires, the meaning of it is kind of mitigated. It's not as good as it would be in an official race. So I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like the league races because you get this mix of strategy where you got to run the races a little bit different because we got a little bit different fuel strategy in it or limited tire set. So I really like that kind of aspect out of the SSRL series.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. That's the word I was looking for. I almost said full-heartedly.
That would be somewhat full-hearted.
That's a quick look at PB Henry. Right now we got eyes on Reese Schaefer in the 97. He just made a pass a few moments ago, and now it looks like he's trying to line up another one on the 25 there of PB Henry. The truck has let me know that 97's just been following him.
Prohl and McRae still close at the front of the field. McRae not letting them get away, but those guys pulling away from Lou Christian 0.7 of a second between the race leader and third place. But I got to think Christian will likely come back at some point. I think the front two are pushing themselves just ever so slightly too hard, and we are going to have that pit stop probably around lap 35. So, if they're planning on taking tires, I understand running as hard as they are, but somebody like Lou Christian, I don't know. I kind of like where he's sitting in that third place spot. I know he's got the speed. I think he's got good long run speed, better long run speed than most of the people in the field. So I'd be watching out for Lou in the third place spot here.
That's a good estimation. Now, a question for you: even though they're very likely burning up tires just from the way that they're driving, my brain wants to say that because they're out in front, they get to choose their line. But I guess it's more of a matter of how much throttle they're putting into it to stay out front. That's really causing their tires to burn up here.
Yeah, you can change, or you can choose your line, but honestly, iRacing is very line dependent on how much your tires burn up. Right, most mile and a halves. If you want to save tire, you go to the bottom side of the racetrack and you run the bottom every single lap after lap. You wait until you get all the way off the corner to get 100% throttle. As they're racing up here, Joseph Causey trying to get down to the inside of Pat Harvey, coming down to 3 and 4. But once you get side by side, like Causey is here, trying to get to the inside, it makes it where you can't unwrap the wheel coming out of the corner, so you don't carry quite as much speed. Your momentum gets cut off on exit. Just makes it really hard to pass, but you got to run that bottom side to save the tires. And after 20, 25, 30 laps on the tires, you will just blow by people because a lot of people just don't save. And all of a sudden your advantage is just, it's not about whether you're actually faster than the guy or not. It's just the fact that you saved your tires and he didn't. And
yep.
I could see it coming into play here tonight, but it's not going to be the same as the official races with the potential for a 65 lap run on the same set. Not going to get that here tonight.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, don't go to the top to save tires. If you're trying to save tires, you go to the top side. You're doing it wrong.
Duly noted. Whoop, look at this, 3 wide.
Caleb Mitchell down to the inside. PB Henry stuck in the middle. Pat Harvey on the outside. Harvey finally going backwards after getting some of that track position off the pit strategy, but still up in the top 10. So Harvey hanging on good, but he did just get passed by a couple of these cars. Devin Main's now under pressure, getting stuck in the middle. Caleb Mitchell looking to his inside, coming down towards turn number 1. PB Henry now way out to the outside. Kalen just trying to keep the momentum. I saw him get a little twitchy coming down into 1, and he's not going to be able to get the momentum. Not going to be able to clear. They're going to be stuck 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Just about, and it looks like the 67 Kalen Mitchell knows where he is right now, that he's going to be the man behind for a little bit. He's brought himself back, avoided staying 3 wide at the very least, probably a prudent decision overall, and now he is in there behind Devin Mains, though. Maybe he's going to put it 3 wide again. Nope, not quite. He moves up to the top line.
Henry's still trying to wrap around the outside of Mains. Now Caleb Mitchell, he's going to fill that hole right behind PB Henry. So Mitchell's going to move up to 7th, PB Henry up to 6th. Causey's gotten himself back into the top 5. But Prohl continues to run away up the front of the field. He's gotten this front 4 completely clean of Causey and behind, and they've got a pretty good gap over the field of cars that pitted.
Yeah, it's what is it, about almost 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds right now over the rest of the field. It's this is kind of what I was maybe expecting on these longer runs, where you get a small crew, 1, 2, maybe 3 cars who just really peel out ahead and hold on to a lead for a nice long time, and you just wonder, when is something going to interfere with that, but I don't know. It's going to be a matter of time before we see it. I think the only thing that's going to interfere with it right now would be the pit stops that we know are looming in the distance.
Yeah, because we're coming up on those green flag pit stops, but it's still maybe about 10 laps away or so. We're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the racing action. When we come back, we're coming back to you with green flag pit stops. If Zodiac doesn't wreck right here, looks like they're going to be good, so we'll be back in a few.
Cody.
With the launch of Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available, with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Spartans Master Series. We are back, and our 2 leaders just came down pit road. Luke Christian was the first one to come down, and then the lap after, your race leader Drew Prohl decided to take his machine down pit lane. He is coming down to his box in that 08. Gonna check to see if he's getting 4 tires. Him and Luke Christian, very important to kind of check their strategy that they're going over here. Drew Prohl, you can see the 08 putting the tires on. Gonna go back and get a look at Luke Christian here in a moment. See if he put on 4 tires. I believe he did.
And I just noticed real quick, I want to shout out to David Salter on YouTube, who says, good luck to the Henry boys.
So David Salter's on a little bit of peanut butter Henry time. Oh, one car trying to come down pit road. Mark Sanchez down on the bottom of turn number 4. He was sideways, able to get that thing saved. And now coming down pit road, driver at the 29. A little bit of a hairy moment there for Sanchez, but hey, it's still pointed forward.
That's game. That counts.
Got to think the rest of the race leaders are going to be coming down soon. All these guys came down and topped off on fuel under the caution period on lap 8, but looks like we got a couple deciding to come down now. So looking at a replay of Causey through 4. I think that was a mistake. Looking at Sanchez coming down to pit road as soon as those right side tires got down to the flat banking. The back end just stepped around. Honestly, did a good job hanging on to it, not making the situation any worse than it was. But we'll have to pay attention now how they cycle out of pit road when they all decide to come down. I think these guys up front are trying to be the last one to come down pit road. They want that advantage, that 1 lap pressure tire advantage over the rest of the field by staying out. Problem is, guys like Chad Kibbe are going to blow your freaking doors off because Chad is flying by PB Henry right now down the front straightaway. As other cars continue to pit, Chris Vinson, Chris Hudson, both down pit road.
Yeah, Chris Hudson had some tire smoke there. It looks like he almost put it sideways like Sanchez there. And good thing Sanchez was taking tires too. So he could afford to burn them off a little bit there. But Chad Kibbe is blowing the doors off, folks. You're exactly right. He's made some pretty quick moves. He had a little bit of a connection
PB
issue
Henry
earlier.
contact with Causey. Holy cow. Coming off of turn number 4. He got dead sideways, able to hang on to it. I think PB just got tight coming out of 4. I couldn't quite tell. Maybe we can get a replay of that.
Wow.
Look at the overhead of PB Henry. Yeah, PB just came up, coming out of the corner. And
Yep.
you know, if it's a little bit later, I would be like, well, Causey's got to come out of the corner at some point. But I mean, they're still firmly in 3 and 4 there. I think PB just got to the gas a little bit too early there. Ultimately, a good save though, and able to keep himself in this thing within a second of the leader. And well, we got the pit stops here in a second.
Yep, they're coming up. So with that factoring in here, the damage, if it's minor, it hopefully will just it won't be much for him to deal with.
Now that he's lost the ground, he actually looks a little bit faster than Kazi, so that's something to hang your hat on for PB Henry. You get in the back end sideways like that, going back to about a second back off the race leader, and now cutting it back down to 7/10. That's great from PB because you're trying to get as close as possible before the pit stop so that maybe, just maybe, you can jump Kazi under the green flag cycle. If you're second back, you're probably not going to do it. If you can cut that thing back down to 5/10, 4/10, 3/10, maybe, just maybe, you can come out back in front of them after the pit cycle, and well, PB's continuing to cut that down, back down to 6/10.
We see that number slowly ticking down. 0.57, here we go. Nope. It's one of the things that you want to stare at, you know? You want to see it like a watched pot. It won't boil. I'm going to kind of take my eyes away from it for a little bit, but that is where the fight is at right now. Right behind him, right behind PB Henry, is the 64 car. That's Scott Healy. Just keeping him honest right now, keeping him, pushing him forward.
Haven't mentioned Scott Healy so far tonight, but having a good run up from 15th to the third place position here early. So obviously that 64's got some pace. We've seen it time and time again. He's had top 5 pace, maybe race winning pace at the Daytona road course. But this is maybe the most speed that we've seen from him on an oval at this point, looking like maybe the fastest car in the field.
Speaking of fastest car, if we look at some of his times, he is pushing 297, which is right around to where PB Henry's at for his best laps so far. But some people behind him have done even better so far. And if we look at the rest of the field, it does look like there are some other hard chargers on there tonight. Reese Schaefer's up 21 places. Colton Garner back in 13th. He's up 17 places. So definitely some hard drivers tonight.
Hearing over the radio, PB Henry's going to be pitting this time by. Got that lead down to 4/10 of a second. And, well, there's less than 20 laps to go in the stage, so I'm liking this from PB. If Kazi stays out one more lap, Henry's got a really good chance here to jump Kazi. The 88, you see, he's going to keep on going. Henry being as aggressive as possible coming down pit road. Good line getting down into the pit lane. Wow. We'll have to wait and see next lap because I think Kazi's going to come down next time. These guys probably going to take 4 tires, so they should be able to use those new tires for that one lap that Kazi's out here and pass them. We'll have to wait and see. Could be the difference in winning this first stage for PB Henry.
We're on lap 46 of 65 in that first stage, so we're under the 20 lap mark at this point. New tires, fresh tank of gas, it's going to make all the difference for a lot of these guys.
Oh, Kazi, a little squirrely coming down pit road, but he had a good entry too. So him and PB, I'd say, are about even on entry. Kazi maybe just a little bit better. I think Henry was just a little bit more. He just held back a little bit more. I think he was trying to be a bit more careful than Kazi was. But we'll have to wait and see. How do those new tires shake out for PB Henry? Can he jump Kazi? And then can these guys run down the guys that pitted 10 laps ago, right? Is there enough time for them to use these new tires to run down the guys that have definitely put a good bit of distance between themselves and the guys pitting? Because look, here comes Luke Christian and, well, Joseph Kazi just now coming out of pit lane. So Christian easily with the lead. And more importantly, PB Henry still on pit road.
Oof, yeah. I think, you think he's got a flag for that?
He got a speeding penalty. He pitted the lap before Kazi, and he was on pit road until after Kazi got off.
Yeah, it's going to
so
bite
entering
him.
pit road, I'm kind of watching. He was 7 miles an hour over at the line, but a lot of times you get away with that because he hit the brake immediately, but doesn't look like he got away with it.
Nope, not this time. Not this
I
time.
feel bad for PB Henry, man. It wasn't
Yeah,
very
I do
long
too.
ago. He was finishing third every race and was third in the points. But, man, it feels like the last 2 months, ever since the turn of the new year maybe even, I feel like he's had the same speed, but just every single week something goes wrong for the driver of the 25.
Could be the tire update, says the truck. I think that could be a possibility. Maybe he got the mid-season update jitters a little bit.
Is there a tire update?
Something along
for
those
this
lines.
one? Oh, last season. For season 1? Yeah, okay. Well, it wasn't that big of an update in all seriousness. This car doesn't drive any different than it did a year ago. Maybe a little bit, but it's still a dump truck in dirty air.
We're seeing that a little bit here.
Oh, it can get really bad. It's going to be tough to pass here, especially once they get strung out. which is why they go for it so hard at the beginning of the run. Like, it's just so hard to get side by side with somebody, and then once you are, oh my goodness, good luck getting by them if you decided to pass them on the bottom. If you pass them on the top side, you can get it done. You can definitely get it done. But man, if you do it on the bottom, you got to time it perfect. You got to figure out how to side draft coming down to the corner at the right time to pull the other guy back. There's just a lot more to it, having to go to the bottom of somebody on equal tires. A lot harder.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen many people try to make that pass on the inside tonight. And most of them have been on the outside. Probably for the exact reasons you're mentioning.
It's just the better spot to be. And that's kind of how it is at most tracks, right? Once you get the horsepower kind of neutered down in some of these NASCAR vehicles, right? You turn the races into a momentum race, and the best way to have momentum is by running the top side of the racetrack. So, I mean, it just kind of makes sense. So obviously, whenever you're running by yourself, maybe you cut off that part of the racetrack. You go all the way down to the bottom because you're just cutting out distance you're having to travel. But whenever you're racing with people and you can now prevent them from using all the racetrack on the straightaway, you're like, yeah, let me get to somebody's right rear. And it just becomes kind of the meta almost. And I feel like that's just kind of next-gen racing. Get to somebody's outside and hope it sticks. Either that or just dive bomb the hell out of them.
Well, what do you think? What is your crystal ball for the end of stage 1 here? You think Luke Christian's going to walk away with it? I think so.
I mean, he's got how much time over Kazi? That's the question. 9 seconds, 8 seconds? Yeah, 9
Something
seconds
like that, yeah.
at this point. With 11 laps to go, yeah. I think Luke Christian has this one in the bag, to be honest with you. I mean, Drew came down a lap after him, so Drew's got a little bit fresher tires. So if there's anybody that can do it, it's gonna be Prohl, honestly. Christian last lap ran a 30.4. Kazi ran a 31 flat, and Kazi's got way newer tires. So, and did Kazi not take tires on his pit stop? Like,
A 31 flat?
yeah,
Seems
Kazi's
really
didn't take tires
slow.
on his pit stop. So we've got some differing strategies here too through the pit sequence. Some guys going fuel only.
Okay.
Some guys deciding to take tires. So we've got some differing strategies here through the middle part of this stage. Be interesting to see if that tire set comes in handy for some of these guys.
Eyes on Chris Hudson. Currently sitting down the inside there. Maybe going to get the pass on Devin Maines for the end of stage 1. Or Sanchez down to the inside. That wasn't that shuffle I expected.
Everybody on a little different tire strategies, so a lot of the guys can kind of just come through and pick up some spots real fast or blow some guys' doors off. You just don't quite know how everybody is on the tire strats. Mark Sanchez, though, hanging on to the spot in the top 5 over Chris Hudson. Devin Maines just out in front of them by about 0.2 of a second. All of those guys stuck in a little draft train here. Watch them come down into turn number 1. So all these guys fighting for positions up in the top 5. Coming down to the end of stage number 1, which does end at the end of lap 65. So just a few more laps, and then we are going to crown that stage 1 winner, which is either going to be Luke Christian or Drew Prohl. Not sure which one, but Prohl is hunting them down, man. Prohl's coming.
Well, he's only got a little bit of time. Only got a little bit of time to finish that. He's hunting him down, but he's kind of doing it by himself. So let's see if he's got enough in the engine, or if Lou's going to, hold off enough to give him anything. At this point, though, if I was Luke Christian, I would just drive it as hard as I could to the flag.
I'm sure Lou's going to be doing that, but he does have that slightly older tire set. That lap, more even. Prohl had to get around somebody. 6 laps to go in the stage. But nonetheless, Christian not really giving up too much time. Now, even though he's got that extra lap of tires, it's going to need to be more than 1/10 of a second for Prohl per lap. And heck, through 1 and 2, he actually put another 1/10 and a half between the two of them. Luke Christian did. So as long as Christian doesn't make a mistake, I'd be willing to bet that he's going to be coming through to win stage number 1 here in about 5 laps. But He looks pretty good in that number 21, and you know it's kind of weird. He's gonna win stage number 1, and it's off of a strategy play from a caution that he was kind of the cause of. Kinda funny how
that
things work
kind
out.
of couldn't have worked out better for him, I think.
It's like,
The-
did you have this planned from the beginning of the night?
This might help. Before the race started, I was thinking about who I wanted to win this race. Just looking at the qualifying times, Luke Christian was my pick for the race. So it's kind of
We didn't do
interesting to
picks
see
today,
how
so you
things
can't
go.
say that. I don't believe it.
Oh, I said it, but the truck had me muted, so you know, you didn't hear me.
I don't believe it.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll just go with the Schoolhouse Rock defense on this one.
But now I gotta point out, we got 5 tire sets this race, 4 behind the pit wall. So if you're using 2 in the first stint, right? If you're one of the guys that took tires, you've used 2 sets already, and then you're putting on your 3rd at the beginning of stage 2, and you've got what, 90? It'll be about 90 laps to go at the start of that stage.
Yeah.
You've only got 2 more sets to put on. So at that point,
Yeah.
you've got to run 30 laps, and then hope and pray to God that there's not a caution. Because if a caution comes out in the last 10, 15, 20 laps after everybody's put on their last set of tires, the guys that still have a set because they saved them here, they will absolutely eat these guys up for lunch on the restart to end this race, and they will win the race. So if you're somebody like Luke Christian, man, you're hoping that this thing runs green the entire way through stage 2, or else your strategy could be shot.
I got a feeling, based on something we just talked about, that green through stage 2 is going to be tough for some of these guys who already took a set of tires. We've seen some wall bumping already. We've seen a spin already. I think that a few more yellows maybe wouldn't be out of character for Las Vegas here, where gambling is king, and some of these guys are gambling on strategies that are, like you said, they're a bit of a razor's edge strategy. If you don't get green all the way, Luke Christian, you're going to have a much tougher fight than you expect.
Last lap of stage number 1 here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Spartans Masters Series. Luke Christian coming through turns 3 and 4, using a little bit of strategy and a little bit of skill after the restart to be able to come through and win stage 1 by a 2.5 over Drew Prohl. Devin Maines in 3rd, Chris Vinson 4th, Mark Sanchez 5th, Chris Hudson finishes in 6th place, Pat Harvey in 7th. Great job from Pat Harvey hanging on to 7th place. Wayne Bowen in 8th, Jose Medina in 9th. And coming across the line in 10th place is going to be Joseph Kazi, earning 1 stage point after he led most of stage number 1. So we're going to have to wait and see how the strategy plays out. All these guys are going to be lining up, getting ready to come down pit road for the end of stage number 1. So we're going to take a step back and go to a commercial break. Whenever we come back, we're going to go green for stage 2.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Makoni.
With the launch of Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Welcome back to the Spartans Master Series from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We've just come back from the yellow flag at the end of stage number 1, and we are getting ready to go racing again with 92 laps to go. Lou Christian, Devin Maines, Chris Vinson, and Drew Prohl up in the front 2 rows.
How long do you think these 2 rows are going to last at the beginning of this stage?
I think we're going to get some more challengers coming up from behind, but it took them a little while on that last stage to come through the pack, so it could be a little bit. Nonetheless, coming back to the green flag, stage 2 underway. 92 laps to go. Lou Christian up in the lead, but keep an eye on those guys that saved a set of tires from 10th on back. They will be coming, and they will be coming fast.
That's what I'm waiting for here. I want to see the shuffle start up here as we see Drew Prohl move on up to the top line on the inside, the outside of Chris Hudson. Hudson in the beautiful 43. Keeps the inside, stays just behind Devin Maines, who can't seem to decide what line he's in. There we go.
Coming down the front straightaway, still side by side. Drew Prohl up on the outside, fighting for P4. Chris Hudson down to the inside, trying to take it away from him. Prohl having a heck of a run so far tonight. Scoring second place stage points. Best stage finish of the season so far from Drew Prohl. Trying to do a little bit better here in the second stage. Working now to the outside of P3. He lost a couple spots on the start, but Drew Prohl charging back towards the front.
It's a really good spot to be in right now. If you can get there, if you can sit with the front of the pack, you've got the chance to decide how you want things to go. You leave the fighting behind you, the more they fight, the farther back they fall, and it's going to add up for you over time. There's a lot of laps to go. You want to be driving smooth, you want to be making clean wheel movements and not trying to constantly jockey around someone. So good on Drew Prohl for getting out there in front early in this second half.
Side by side inside the top 10, Joseph Kazi looking to the inside of Pat Harvey, trying to take 6th place away from him. Coming down to turn number 1, they're going to be side by side all the way through the corner. Harvey tight on his door as they come out of turn number 2, but they're still side by side all the way down the back straightaway. Harvey with the momentum coming off of the corner, able to stay side by side with them. Kazi through the center, able to have a little bit more momentum, edging forward, but not able to get clear off of turn number 4, excuse me. He's got a little bit of help, though, from Wayne Bowen. Bowen gave him a bit of a shove down the front straightaway, and it's going to get him clear. So Kazi up to P6.
That's what we were talking about. He's one of the guys who's pitted. He's got that extra pit stop. He's got the better tires. He's moving his way up back to where he started this race. Look at that 2-wide situation here. 17 of Art Nicotera. He's trying to get a nose ahead of Mark Sanchez, see if he can do that. I think he can. Sanchez now falling behind a little bit further. He's going to be side by side with Pettit in the 60.
Only a handful of leaders so far here tonight. Kazi led the first 8 or so laps. PB Henry in the fight for it as well up at the front. Sorry, was it PB Henry? I can't even remember off the top of my head.
I think it was, yeah. Yep.
And then it's been all Lou Christian and Drew Prohl since that restart after the early caution. That kind of jumped up the running order. That early caution really kind of turned this race on its head. Like I said, it's flipped the strategy. It's kind of, like I said, it made it where these guys that have the track position really want this thing to run green. But everybody else is just like, oh, I just need one caution to come out at a halfway decent time, and I'm gonna put on this set of tires and go flying.
It did. That first caution happened at just about the perfect time. Harvey right now on the outside, though. He looks like he's about to get 3 wide. One sim sandwich. Schaefer, Harvey, and Levine.
Now Seminario might be stuck in between 2 teammates. No, he's going to get a good run out of the corner, so he's going to avoid that. Levine down at the inside of Schaefer trying to pick up that spot, not going to be able to do it. These guys all fighting from further back in the pack, and I've mentioned earlier that it's all about saving tires, but you got to keep your track position too, because yeah, you're going to come through the field later, but you don't want to lose too much time to those leaders, right? You give up too much time, you're never going to get it back. So these guys, Johan, Schaefer, Levine, trying to work their way through the field while also saving tires. It's a little bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because you just don't quite know exactly how hard you want to push or how hard you should push. So it's just kind of all about how the caution flags fly and whether they get to use that extra set of tires. And heck, maybe they can maybe they can get up towards the front of the field without the strategy going in their favor. We'll just have to wait and see. So far, I can see it working for Kazi, but other than that, nobody else has made the same amount of progress or similar kind of style of progress. Schaefer doing good, getting up there, but just still not quite as like dominating fashion, I suppose, is Kazi. And Kazi's got the clean air right now too, being in 5th place, the top 4 front away. I like where the 88's sitting. Everyone else back here, I kind of think that they're going to want that yellow flag. So.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it's going to come out. It's not going to be from any of these guys right now in the top 10 unless someone really buffs it when they try to make that transition down to the inside. We've seen some people use the apron here occasionally. That could cause some problems potentially. We've seen one person slid. I think it was Mark Sanchez potentially, who was going into the pits and he lost it off that. But that was a little bit further back than where you usually go down to the apron to get around the tri-oval. So we'll see. I think that if it's only going to be a mistake at the front. Let me rephrase that. I think a mistake at the front is not as likely. But we'll see. Some of these guys up here up front, they've got a really good handle on things.
A big move down to the bottom side of the racetrack, coming down to turn number 3, inside of the top 10. Couldn't quite tell who made that move. It's PB Henry down to the inside of Johan, coming out of turn number 4 now, trying to pick up the spot. These guys fighting just inside of the top 10. PB Henry being P28. I completely forgot about PB's speeding penalty from earlier. He's just trying to hope for a yellow flag at some point so that he can get that lucky dog and get back on the lead lap, give himself an opportunity. I mean, that speed that we saw from PB Henry was really, really good in the early portion of this race. So I hate to see him be put a lap down off of the speeding penalty.
Yeah. It was a very aggressive pit entry though. I mean, pretty textbook for giving someone a speeding ticket at that point.
Yeah, you kind of got to. At that point. You can't. You can cheat the system. I'll be honest. You can cheat the system. It's definitely not a. You can enter pit road a little bit faster than you're supposed to be able to enter pit road. But PB just didn't get it. Not
slowed down fast
though. After that, yeah. He was. Well, I don't know. I've gotten away with as fast as he was going, if not a little bit faster.
Well, that's fair.
He was only 7 miles an hour over at the lot. I'm surprised that it wasn't more lenient with him, but. I guess he didn't stomp on the brake pedal as early as he needed to after that point. It's all about getting it woed down to, well under it afterwards. But unfortunately, PB not able to do it. Up towards the front of the field, though. A battle right behind Kazi. Schaefer's actually gotten around his teammate Joseph Kazi. And Chris Hudson trying to pick up a spot, too.
These teams have been working together pretty well tonight. We've seen the one sim guys are up toward the front. What are the teams we got out here that are doing pretty good tonight? Let me take a little look-see. We've got the guys from Boomer Button Box team. That would be Evan Ethel, Kyle Westwood, Scott Schroeder. The Henry Boys Esports, yeah, PB Henry. Also on that team is Kevin Zosiak, Chuck Van Schack, and Sammy Harrell. So we don't talk about. I'm still trying to learn my teams, so you might hear me talk about them a little bit here and read them off, but hopefully it's as educating to some of our viewers as it is to me.
Zuziak stuck in the middle here, kind of stuck in the middle, ends up getting it single filed out before he gets out
Whoa.
of the corner. Now looking down to the inside, trying to
Almost got it sideways.
trying to pick up a position here. Sanchez now around his outside. A lot of hard fighting all throughout the field, to be honest. There's some good racing all throughout.
It's true. Yeah, everybody's driving it like they want to win it. Even the guys a little further back, they're making these moves that are just as aggressive as the guys up front have been. And I want to do a quick shout out to Colby Jackson, who says, this Austin Edstrom commentator smells.
Okay.
And and Ken Hudson, who says, Hudson up 20 positions, go 43.
I never thought that I'd be called smelly by a terrorist. Here we are. The Tic Tac terrorist. You know why we call him Tic Tac?
Yeah, let's clarify Tic Tacs. Yeah.
Yeah. So Colby Jackson, he's known as the Tic Tac terrorist. We call him the Tic Tac terrorist because he has a small cock.
I see.
Yep. Tic Tac. Yeah.
Oh,
The terrorist part
is
doesn't
that
matter.
contact?
Oh, man. Close coming off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Devin Maines gets it sorted.
Barely. What a save. I think he got clocked a little bit here. Let's see. Oh. We got a got a 2 wide by 2 wide situation going on here. Still kind of close to the front. Drew Prohl, Reese Schaefer in 4th. Now 3 wide. Oh, Drew Prohl loses it a little bit. Wiggles it. Here comes Causey's down on the inside just to avoid a little bit of drama from up there.
Oh, side by side down to 1 and 2. Apologies for being gone for a moment. My entire setup froze there, but Justin Levine getting around the outside of his teammate, Reese Schaefer. I think Levine has done the best job of saving tires out of his teammates because he's passed them all in the last couple of laps and now setting his sights ahead in the top 5. Justin got spun out early, has not been towards the front of the field the entire night. This is his first charge up towards the front, riding in P4.
Situation up in front has stayed dramatic since this race has restarted here.
Hudson on the outside, trying to just hang on. Drew Prohl right in front of him. Sorry. Can't quite tell who that is. My stream is so fuzzy. A lot of internet issues tonight on my end. Levine down to the inside here through 1 and 2. Trying to pick up second.
Looks like he's almost got it.
Levine got to the inside of Ensign, but he slides up through the center of the corner. He got super tight. Not able to continue the momentum. And now here comes Joseph Causey to the back bumper of his teammate. I thought he was going to go 3 wide. Instead, he's going to give a big shove to Justin Levine down the front straightaway, and Levine's going to fire it down into turn number 1. Try to slide across the nose of Vincent coming off at 2. Justin Levine clear for second.
This is an intense battle up here at the front. Lap 95 out of 160. We're almost at this 60 lap mark here, and it feels like this race has been flying by.
We're 3/5 of the way in. We're getting there. We're almost done.
Now, we've seen some cars smacking the wall recently. I think we're going to see more and more of that. I'm watching for it, though. We've had a couple of smacks that resulted in some pretty keen saves, but I got a feeling we're going to see more and more cars smacking the wall on some of these exits, especially I think the exit out of 2 is especially dangerous.
Hell, I'd say the turn 4 wall is probably the more scary one here. You just get so tight through the center of 3 and 4 whenever you miss it by a bit. You drive in just a little bit too deep, or you miss the line by a little bit, and I just feel like it's easy to carry that through the center of the corner. You feel like you're okay, and then all of a sudden the front end takes off, doesn't turn, and all of a sudden you're plowing down that turn 4 wall. I just think it sneaks up out of you, or it sneaks up out of nowhere, and will grab you. Not as bad as Kansas. Kansas's turn 4 wall is honestly scary as hell. I've had nightmares of that corner. It'll come out and grab you, but Vegas is similar. Not quite as bad, but definitely similar.
Gotcha.
Green flag pit stop's going to be coming up here pretty soon as well. Working lap number 98 of 160. We are kind of getting to that point. I said you're going to run about 30 laps, and then 30 laps, and then 30 laps on your tires. Oh, one car coming down pit road just about spun it out. Pat Harvey.
Oh, wow.
Coming down. So I was talking about tires. Here it is. These guys that are needing this race to run green, this is what you need to see. You need to see those green flag pit stops starting 30 laps into stage number 2 here. Pat Harvey, the first one to come down, but he was also almost the caution as he got super sideways as he hit the apron. And man, one of the keys of the race really should have been watch your pit entry, because I'm telling you that exit out of turn number 4 down to the apron is super sketchy, and there was Reese Schaefer just about speeding.
Yeesh. Yeah, that's going to be a black flag for sure.
Is it? Well, I don't know. He might have gotten it slowed up. I think our race leader is getting ready to come down pit road, though. So Lou Christian getting ready to bring that thing up. Bring that thing down off the banking. He gets onto the apron pretty clean.
Yeah.
Nothing too hairy, ends up getting down. Don't think we're going to see a speeding penalty out of that. Reese Schaefer also got away without speeding as well, so Schaefer's fine. Oh, and the yellow's out. So now Reese Schaefer is screwed.
There it is. Yep.
So your race leader, though, we gotta wait. We gotta pay attention to Luke Christian. Is he gonna get out of pit road in time? Not go a lap down.
Oh,
I think
man.
Levine's gonna get him. Yep, Levine passes Luke Christian, so Christian's gonna have to use a wave around.
There's 39. Great recovering. Mr. Riggs. Oof.
That's
Glad it
not
was just
surprising,
him.
man. I'm telling you, coming off the banking down to the apron out of 4 is just
Whoa.
sketchy, man. Sketchy. And that was a very interesting way to get it off the racetrack. I think
That's
he's trying to prevent
sketchy
the
as
caution
hell.
from coming out, but that could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, wow. He really sent it there. Just, oh, wow. That is scary stuff.
Nonetheless, as the race leaders decide to come down pit road, we're going to step aside and take another commercial break. When we come back, we got a lot more racing coming at you live from Las Vegas.
Goat Racing Diecast and the sponsor of the Warrior League Goat Racing Diecast 150 and the Monster Mile. And that's what the famous words of motorsports. Hey, Gabby. Driver, start, go, and go!
Welcome back to the Spartans Masters Series. Coming up to another restart. Joseph Kazi up in the race lead. Justin Levine comes out of pit road in second. Johan Seminario in third. Chris Vincent in fourth. Drew Prohl in fifth. Obviously, the big loser in that, Scott Healy. Not Scott Healy, excuse me. Lou Christian, who had been leading for the entirety of stage number 2. Your stage 1 winner. He takes tires, doesn't use them at all, but comes down, or comes out of pit road down a lap. So Lou Christian having to take the wave around right here, right now. He's going to be starting at the very, very back of this field. So a good day gone up in smoke for Lou Christian. It's going to be tough for him to come all the way through the field in 60 laps.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, unfortunately, from top to bottom. It's almost entirely from top to bottom. He's dead center right now in the field, so that's going to be a bit of a walk for him at this point right now. Joseph Kazi's out at the front of this beautiful race field. We've got everybody here. It's been an excellent race right now. The SSRL Truck Series presented by Chasity Tucker Realtor, a brand new name out in front, and a good day for racing. We've got we're now in the triple digits too. So we're going to be seeing the rest of the race coming up here now.
One more pit stop left in the docket here tonight. Joseph Kazi up in first place. He's going to come down to the green flag. We're racing once again here at Vegas. Kazi easily out to a lead. I mean, not even a challenge from Levine on the restart. And a big break in the field behind the two-wide battle there as well, behind Drew Prohl. Honestly, a couple guys didn't get going on that restart very well.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, there was a good launch from Kazi, and then a decent launch from the pack of 5 there, and then a bit of a gap.
Charles Van Schacker on the outside trying to pick up a position. Oh, one car goes spinning through the infield. 2 cars going spinning. One back up across the racetrack. Doesn't collect anybody else, I don't believe. So 2 cars, one of them Devin Maines, down the front straightaway, coming together. And we're under caution once again.
Yeesh.
Gonna get an idea here on the replay. Devin Maines down to the inside. Lou Christian, your previous leader, right behind him. Art Nicotera finds the fence up top, comes down into another car, and, well, Devin Maines just an innocent bystander down at the bottom. Didn't have anything to do with that. Nor did the other car stuck in the middle there that Art kind of came down and ping-ponged into, James McRae.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate there from McRae and Devin Maines. That's a pretty big lick there down on the inside.
Phew. Couple close calls there as McRae slides across the track, though. Glad nobody clipped him there. Here's the onboard view from him.
And, you know, you just think everything's fine, and then bam, the 77 hits the wall, and it's over. You have no chance to react, nothing you can do in that situation. Just unfortunate, but McRae did a good job kind of saving his race car. Could have been a lot worse, right? He could have absolutely destroyed something. Still a little bit of contact there with Maines on the right front fender of the number 5, left rear of the number 2, but ultimately that's damage that's probably repairable in the next gen these days. A lot better than hitting the wall.
Yeah, I'll say. Hit the wall, that'd be the end of your night in most cases here at the speeds we're going. So stay off the wall. That's rule number 1. That's my real key to the race. It's my one and only main key to the race. Stay off the wall. Stop hitting it.
What if I want to hit it?
I don't know. I think that maybe you want to stop and reflect on things a little bit at that point. Take stock of the situation.
No,
do you really want to hit the wall?
I'm going to plow that fence down right now.
I'm going to drive right through it. No one's going to stop me. You know what? If you want to manifest that, I fully support you.
I feel like by the end of this race, we're going to have somebody in this field is going to do exactly what we're talking about right here. It's just going to look like they absolutely decided to turn into the wall. And I'm expecting it to be our leader up here.
Yeah.
I say this week in, week out, but I could see this being a Kazi thing.
He's finally just had enough of it. Turns the wheel to the right. Nice and straight line of the wall.
I wouldn't be upset if it was him. I'd be pretty happy with that. Pretty paint scheme though. I like those DeWalt colors on Kazi in the race lead.
Yeah, it's
nice little
looking.
American paint scheme on the outside there for Johan as well. But we, typically what he runs. See Johan in that week in, week out.
And the One Sim guys currently leading this race. After that, Chris Vinson, Drew Prohl round out the top 5.
Yeah, not
There
a
they are
typical
now.
race for them up here though, right? They haven't ran in the top 5 just about all day. They've just gotten up here recently. A little bit of strategy involved in that towards the end of stage 2, but either way, the One Sim guys have not sniffed the front of the field until just now. Other than Causey at the very start of the race, but other than that, it's been everybody else. Lou Christian, Drew Prohl. We've seen some different names, different faces up at the front of the field, but now coming down to 51 laps to go on the restart, it's some of the familiar faces.
The usual suspects, as we say sometimes.
What are they suspects for? What'd they do? Allegedly.
Oh, they're just too darn handsome. The ladies love their style, and the men want to copy that style.
So you're saying I need to copy Joseph Causey? That scares
Yes,
the
sir.
hell out of me. That scares me.
I don't know. I was struggling to come up with something on the spot.
That's how I get women? I have to act like Joseph Causey?
No, you're right. Now that I think about that, I'm going to go ahead and bring that one back, and I'll workshop it a little bit. How about that? I'll come back to you.
I think I really am going to drive into a wall now. I think I've given up. I mean, whew. Either way, 51 laps to go. Joseph Causey up in the race lead. Can he get a good restart this time? Oh yeah, just as good as the last one. I mean, what is it? What are his teammates doing behind him? I mean, holy cow, they don't even go, and Causey is gone before we get down to turn 1.
Gone like a shot. There they are, still too wide behind him a little bit. But yeah, they could have gotten a much better launch off that probably. I mean, they're all there and they all know what each other's up to.
They were tucked up for second down the back straightaway, trying to bump trapped up there, but further back, Kyle Gerlach, there's a big gap in front of him, in front of the 13th place spot. He's got Kevin Zosiak stuck in a side-by-side battle right behind him. With, I believe it's Jose Medina down on the inside. A little bit of smoke down the straightaway. Back up towards the front of the field, though. Drew Prohl all over the back bumper of Johan Seminario for 3rd place. Great job from Drew Prohl getting back up in the 4th place spot. Able to wrap that bottom side of the racetrack and wrap it nicely. Scott Healy trying to do the same thing down in 3 and 4, but Sammy Harrell around the outside. Look at Sammy Harrell push it. Trying to make it 3 wide before the exit of the corner. Going to be tight. Not quite going to be able to get there. Can he keep the momentum down the front? Doesn't look like it, but man, Sammy Harrell was trying through 3 and 4 that time.
It really was. That black and gold vehicle right here, the 33 on the inside now, Chris Vinson. Not enough, though. Just not enough. By a little bit. Oh, I lied. Wow, he found it right there in that turn.
Seeing Chad Kibbe saying Lou Christian was disgusted by that caution that has completely thrown this race on its head, and I gotta agree, Chad. I feel terrible for Lou. He put himself in position to, like I said before the stage end, win this race if it ran green the entire time, and it only takes one guy coming down pit road wrong to ruin that. Drew Prohl might have found the fence coming down to the turn number 3. He's going to give up some time, but yeah, I feel terrible for Lou Christian. He did everything right today. Well, I mean, I guess he did spin Justin out the first 10 laps, but other than that, Lou was doing everything right. He was maybe the fastest guy on the track and just had the bad luck bug bite him big time.
Yeah, it only needs to bite you once, man.
Ooh, Sammy Harrell. Where the hell is Sammy Harrell came from? He's to the outside of Joseph Causey for the race lead. Where did the 42 come from? What the hell, Sammy?
I don't know. A minute ago, he was down in like 5th place.
What? Sammy Harrell from absolutely nowhere has just... I wish I was paying more attention to him. I didn't think I needed to right then. I didn't think he'd just blow these guys' doors off up in the top 4, but Sammy Harrell using the top side of the racetrack has just stormed through to the race lead. What in the world is under the hood of that 42?
No idea, but he just smoked all 3 of the One Sim guys in short order, and now he's out in front, encouraging everybody behind to stack up a little bit. Here comes Seminario, Drew Prohl on the outside there. He's looking for the 4th place spot now, trying to see if he can take it. He's got it.
I mean, Sammy made it look like they were standing still.
He did.
I mean,
honestly, we blinked. We both blinked, and then he was there.
Now, I definitely think it's one of those things where, you use your tires, right? And while the rest of the field is kind of running a specific pace, trying not to push too hard. while still keeping track position or maybe trying to pick up a spot here or there. Sammy said, screw that. I'm going for the clean air right now. I'm pushing my tires. I'm getting up there. Now that he's up there, can you save a little bit for me, Sammy? Can you bring the tires back under temp? Can you keep that long run in them?
Sounds like Key and Kevin Mitchell getting dicey a little bit. Yeah, saving tires. I'm sure he figures out a way to do that because Sammy Harrell at this point deserves all the success that he's gonna get from getting up there to the front and just holding on to it has got to be his only name of the game right now. Just hold on, Sammy.
Good drive so far from Caleb Mitchell, too. He's trying to get to the right rear of Drew Prohl for 1 and 2, but Drew kind of ran him a little bit wide, getting down into the corner. Didn't let him keep that momentum up. Didn't let him get to the right rear. There's a little bit of shuffling behind him, too. Scott Healy looking to the inside. Johan, a little bit of contact between Prohl and Kazi getting down into turn number 3. Caleb Mitchell had to check up for him a bit, letting Justin Levine get back to his inside as we come down the front straightaway, side by side for 4th place and just about everything further back. Scott Healy finding the wall through 1 and 2, and he is livid in the driver's chat.
He is heated. Yeah, we're hearing that right now.
Coming down into turn number 1, Benson got bumped from behind and then hit Healy, and Healy comes up and takes out PB Henry. I mean, what does Henry have to do? I mean, he's just trying to get the lucky dog.
Right? Leave him alone.
What? Or wait, had he gotten the lucky dog? Oh my God, PB Henry had gotten the lucky dog and he just got wrecked after that. He had gotten all the way up to 9th place. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Dude, does anybody have it worse than PB Henry? Honestly.
Not right now, no. That's the worst luck in the world.
I mean, he had done great at the beginning of this race too. He got screwed out of it. I mean, he kind of did it to himself, right? A speeding penalty, fine. It's his own fault at the end of the day. But that one, I mean, just crazy stack up entering turn number 1, and then he's just on the outside, and he's the 4th car to get hit. Oh, are they wrecking?
45.
They're sideways down the front straightaway, trying to hang on to it. One spinning down onto the apron through the grass. 2 cars going down there, 3 of them. And finally, the yellow flag coming out. It took it a hot minute, but it finally decided to come out. We're right on the edge of our fuel range here.
Yeah, it's Robert Besaw there. Jose Medina was involved as well. 3 wide with Zodiac. And he's going to turn around his nose. Yeah. They were riding door to door. He got turned around the nose, recovered, and then Besaw came right back down.
Yeah. Bit of a weird one. Nonetheless, I do believe that we're within the fuel window, or if not, we're just outside of it. So we're going to see some fuel saving potentially. But nonetheless, I think we're going to see all of our contenders come down, put on another set of tires. This will be the last set for some people.
Ooh.
So a bit of strategy might come into play here, but another caution that a lot of these guys did not want to see. But either way, we're going to take another step aside. This will be the final time that we go to a commercial break here at Las Vegas. When we come back, we're taking it to the checkered flag.
Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoatRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
Welcome back to the Spartans Masters Series here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Chris Vinson now up in the race lead. Drew Prohl in second, Joseph Kazi in third, Kalen Mitchell in fourth. Maybe a little bit of split strategy here on the tires, whether they chose to use them or not. Vinson and Prohl up on the front. Gonna have to see if they can hang on to that track position. Kazi, Mitchell, Levine, Seminario, Van Schack, Sammy Harrell, they're all going to be chomping at the bit to get to him. Should be no more pit stops. As long as we run green, and we're racing once again. Vinson with a big jump at the outside line, did not get going. Drew Prohl just dropped an anchor for that outside line, and Caleb Mitchell went straight back.
Yeah, Prohl, I was going to say, we saw a really good shot there of Prohl just not getting the juice off that jump and really holding up the outside line. A couple cars trying to dive down to get around him there, trying to see if they can avoid him, but now it looks like he's got himself back up to pace. That was just a terrible restart.
And now Kazi, Levine, both around the outside of Vinson, who's on older tires. So Vinson already struggling, going back to the third place spot. How fast can Seminario get by him as well? Can he make it quick? Drew Prohl, though, still on the outside, not letting Seminario get up. And Drew starting to come back after the bad restart. Oh, Johan trying to make it 3 wide, trying to get to the middle. Couldn't quite do it down the back, but he's going to find the hole into 3 and 4. But Drew Prohl is too far out in front, so Johan's just going to be out on the outside of Vinson. Coming out of 4, and he is going to take that spot, but it took him longer to get around him than he wished would have liked. Van Schack now 3 wide down to the inside of Vinson, with Schaefer around the outside coming down to turn 1. Vinson stuck in the middle there with the older tires, just a sitting duck, man. Nothing he can do in this situation. Now up to the outside of the racetrack, so he can at least kind of hold serve a little bit, but with the older tires, he's just going to keep going backwards.
Yeah, it's going to unfortunately happen. We also see another team right there. Lou Vinson tucked in with Charles Van Schack there. The 2 cars both working their way forward. Trying to get around the 42 of Sammy Harrell, though. That's making it a little bit difficult.
Caleb Mitchell either got stuffed in the fence or stuffed himself in the fence coming off of turn number 4. Huge last time by. I'd be surprised if there's not at least a little bit of damage on that 67. Still in the top 5 for now, so we'll just have to wait and see for the Craftsman Tools machine on the outside. But towards the front, Justin Levine trying to run down his teammate of Joseph Kazi. It's the furthest up the field Justin Levine has been all night, and he's all over the back bumper of your race leader, trying to get it from him. Only 30 laps left.
30 laps to go, and it sounds long, but it feels short in this case, I gotta say. With the way that this race has been going so far, there's been so many changes, so many dips and ups and downs that anything could really happen here. We could see somebody from 10th place move up to 1st without even batting an eye, from what we've seen, to quote something that happened earlier.
Kyle Gerlach looking around the outside, trying to take up a spot here from Vinson. Vinson again, moving backwards with the older tires, hoping that a caution comes out at some point so he can use the other set. Move back up towards the front. Levine off the back bumper now of Kazi. Instead, Caleb Mitchell all over the back bumper of Justin Levine. He's trying to take it to the outside of the number 1 for second.
Oh, man, they're right there. Schaefer just wants to see how this is going to shake up before he makes his decision, I think.
Side by side through 1 and 2. Caleb Mitchell with the better run coming off the corner on the top side. Levine not side drafting just yet, but he's going to come up towards the top side of the racetrack before we get down to 3. Give a little bit of a side draft to the 67, but Caleb Mitchell again just throws it in deeper down into 3. Using the outside of the racetrack, Caleb Mitchell, he's looking for the race lead now.
Oh.
Look at him around the outside of Joseph Kazi down the front straightaway.
Whoa, good move there. Good momentum.
Caleb Mitchell around the outside of turns 1 and 2. He kept the outside down the front straightaway, and now Caleb Mitchell to the race lead. Want to drive from the 67, but is it too much too early? Are those tires going to fall off and prevent Caleb Mitchell from winning this race? Did he do it too early with 27 laps left, coming across the stripe this time? Oh, there's one car through the grass, two cars through the grass, coming back up across the racetrack. Neither one of them spin out. We're side by side for the lead again. Joseph Causey down to the inside, entering turns 1 and 2. As Caleb Mitchell's trying to hang on to the right rear. They got close to each other as we're still looking at the lap cars. Back up towards the front. Caleb Mitchell with the run down the back straightaway, able to take the lead back away from Causey after Causey looked to take it back from him in 1 and 2. And we're also side by side for third. Charles Van Schack from absolutely nowhere. He's up into third.
Yeah, Charles Van Schack is up there. It looks like he's moved up all on his own and just on the outside again, just making his way up car by car by car. We didn't see him earlier. Now he's up in third.
We've seen a lot of different faces at the front of the field so far tonight. An ever-changing revolving door up at the front right now. Yet another new leader that we hadn't seen previously. It's Caleb Mitchell, and man, I wouldn't be surprised if Charles Van Schack doesn't add his name to that list here pretty soon, because he is feisty. Looking to the outside of Joseph Causey for second. He's going to push Mitchell down the front straightaway, down towards turn number 1, and Van Schack, he wants the lead, man. He's looking to the middle, trying to get the nose of that 00 down there. Just about there, but it's just going to turn to the inside because he's behind Causey.
Yeah, a fresh can of nowhere to go, unfortunately. He's tucked in behind Joseph Causey. He's not going to make a pass inside of that because Causey is all the way down to the line. Oh, very, very close right now. Almost making, maybe he did make contact there with with Caleb Mitchell.
Mitchell now going backwards after he had the race lead. Tough break for Kalen. Up towards the front, though. Causey back in the race lead, and he's got Levine behind him once again. Lap 1, number 37, out of 160. 24 laps to go. Coming down the back straightaway. Reese Schaefer down to the inside on Kalen Mitchell. Him and Van Schack both going backwards after being up towards the top 3 just a second ago. Van Schack looking down to the inside. He's going to push Reese Schaefer down the front straightaway. Look to the right rear quarter panel. Couldn't quite get there. Just going to fall back in line. But Van Schack still looking to make the moves. And don't look now, but Luke Christian is back in the fray. He's to the outside of Johan Seminario for 6.
Good spot to be back in after unfortunately getting shoveled back to the middle there. We saw that he was kind of disgusted with the situation that he was in after stage 1's yellow flag. Got him shoveled into the middle of the pack, but now being back up in 6, that's pretty good.
He's at least got a fighting chance at this point. Right? He's put himself in the position to where if this thing runs green, he's at least up here with the lead pack. He can get a good top 5, maybe run for the lead if everything goes perfect. It's going to be tough coming from where he's at right now, where he was at the beginning of this run, to be able to go all the way to the race lead. But nonetheless, he's put himself in a spot to fight for a top 5. The problem, he doesn't have another set of tires, right? He didn't save a set during stage number 1. So if a caution flag comes out, 65% of the field is coming down to put on a set of tires, and Luke Christian's not going to be a part of them.
We're at the 20 lap mark now. It's do or die for a lot of these guys.
Lou was able to take the spot away from Caleb Mitchell, who's now struggling on the outside of Sammy Harrell. Sammy trying to pick up the spot coming out of turn number 4. He's going to go way down to the apron as quick as you possibly can. Trying to pick up that spot. Not quite going to be able to do it. Kalen stays to his outside as we come down into turns 1 and 2. Once again, 20 laps to go. Kalen Mitchell continuing to just try to hang on. He was up in the race lead just 5 laps ago, but now in a side-by-side battle with Sammy Harrell for 7th. Kalen Mitchell cannot stop the bleeding.
No, falling
back, up towards the lead. Joseph Causey found the fence. Causey found the wall out of turn number 4, and Levine is through to the lead.
That's going to cost him. It's going to cost him big time now. He's still up in front, but he got some momentum decay from that, I guess would be the term.
And he just got pushed in there a little bit. Justin pushed him into the corner faster than he wanted to go, and Causey just came out with too much speed. Carried too much speed to the center of the corner, got on the throttle too early. Whatever it was for Joseph Causey, he's now in 2nd. Maybe he probably got away without any damage. You can take a bit of a hit in these cars, and we saw Caleb Mitchell drive to the lead after knocking the fence down 20 laps ago. So I think Causey's going to be fine, but it's just, has he hurt the tires too much? Is that car just super, super tight? And if he's that tight in clean air, with a little shove from Levine, I imagine it's going to be even worse in the dirty air now.
Yeah, every little thing adds up. Every little thing counts. And when you're at less than 20 laps to go out of a race that's run your car through 160 laps, 143 laps so far, those little things can quickly compound and expand, explode out into big things. So, eyes on the car.
And they're through 3 and 4 that last time. Obviously, Levine's in clean air now and Kazi's in dirty air. But I was on the rear chase cam of Justin Levine, your race leader, and I could see his nose was relatively planted, not really washing up the racetrack too quickly out of the corner, while Kazi was really sliding those front tires, really pushing the nose too quick out of the corner, getting on the throttle too early. That time through 3 and 4, it was more even, maybe a little bit more on the side of Justin pushing more than Kazi, but if it's anything like the lap before, Levine will have much better tires by the end of this race. And, you know, right now, he was able to pass Kazi, but I don't know if their tires are really that different. I got to think that they've got to be relatively similar. Kazi was in the clean air. Justin was in the dirty air. If Kazi can just find a lane that works for him, get the momentum, and get side by side again, he can have an opportunity. And it's going to be a daggum good opportunity on him to pass Justin. It looks like he's still got that speed, just slowly creeping up to the back bumper down these straightaways, trying to find clean air through the corners. If he can just get one corner with a bobble from Justin, he's got a shot.
And that bobble is going to rely entirely on Justin here. We'll see. As the race continues on, Levine. Ooh.
Everybody's fighting tight at this point. Just about everybody in the top 6 hit the wall in coming out of turn number 4. They were all flirting with it, right? And now Levine moving up the racetrack to take away that clean air from Kazi, trying to make him move higher than he wants to go, higher than he's comfortable going, higher than the car is comfortable going, just trying to get that right rear to step out a little bit, give him some breathing space. Through 3 and 4 this time, Levine still committed to the bottom, not willing to move up towards the top side of the racetrack just yet. He pushes through the center of the corner, trying to get to the throttle earlier because he sees Kazi coming with some momentum, but willing to run the bottom through 3 and 4. Coming down to 1 and 2 this time. Decides to run in Kazi's line again, kind of half and half. Kind of gets down to the bottom, kind of runs the second lane, just not really opening a full lane for Kazi to go either direction. Right now, Kazi's able to keep it to, right on his back bumper, but not able to get side by side yet.
Down at the bottom of the top 10, there's a little battle going on between Kyle Gerlach and Kevin Zosiak. These guys have been trading places left and right here and kind of maneuvering around each other a little ways back. You can see here they're very close right now. It looks like Zosiak now is on the back foot, but a minute ago he was just ahead. These two have been doing a little bit of do-si-do. But it looks like those days are over. Yep, you move the camera to it and they separate.
I'm hesitant to say anything because I just don't want to jinx the guy, but great recovery drive from Lou Christian up to the 5th place spot. I know that he got screwed with that caution, but man, he's done a great job getting himself back up into the top 5. Could have been a day that the driver of the 21 went to victory lane. Not going to turn into that kind of day, not because of a lack of talent behind the wheel, but just lack of luck at the racetrack. Unfortunate for Lou Christian, but great job recovering up to 5th. Hopefully for him, this thing runs green so he doesn't get caught out with other people getting to take tires, but if this thing does run green, what a great job from the driver of the 21 today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can agree with that. 10 laps to go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, go ahead and let us know in the YouTube chat there. We've had a little bit of interaction from some folks. Jean-Pierre Seminario saying go, go, go. Keegan Sabilo Racing saying let's go Team SRE and Mac Tools. And looks like Going Dark 420's got some comments about iRacing. Second David, oh no. I think that might have been, is that Scott Healy? I think so.
I guess that kind of makes sense. He got shoved up the racetrack really heavy, and it was a very tiny tap that shoved him up the track, so maybe that's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if it's actually the hit with the wall. It just ripped the wheel out of his hands. Not quite sure what he means by the hit by a truck. But ultimately, he definitely felt like he shouldn't have either had as big of a hit against the wall or as big of a hit with the car that got into his bumper getting down into the corner. Nonetheless, Scott Healy upset, and rightfully so. Was having a good run going and just got shoved out of the groove. So unfortunate there for Scott. That's the end of his night. But hey, we got less than 10 laps to go, and the front three, well, they were really, really close a second ago, but Levine able to stretch out that gap over Kazi, as Kazi and Seminario have gotten to fighting.
He has, and it looks like the two teammates of Van Schack and Luke Christian are side by side right now, holding on to 5th and 6th respectively. Wonder which one of them is going to take the lead and try to push for Reese Schaefer there. It looks like they're going to get past Chris Hudson first, yeah.
I don't think there's any chance either of them get up there, fortunately for Chris Hudson. Laps down, involved in stuff earlier.
Whoa. Oh, Seminario.
Oh, Seminario, can he hang on to it out of 4? Two teammates coming together out of turn number 4. Johan able to hang on to it. Kazi gets the worst end of that, dropping back to 4th place. We got to see what happened to those two 1-sim teammates for second, though.
Yeah.
Jumping back on the replay here, coming out of or coming down into turn number 3. Kazi on the inside of Seminario. Johan somehow got to the outside of the 88 as they were battling for second place, coming through 3 and 4. Kind of the same thing we saw earlier. Kazi just getting tight, not able to get out of the throttle in time. Both these guys able to save it. Reese Schaefer saying thank you very much. Kazi, I'll take that 3rd place. I'll take that podium off your hands. I appreciate it. And now a bit of a different top 3 than I expected. Early on, I thought maybe Kazi would end up running away with this one. And then obviously thought maybe it would be Luke Christian. And then Drew Prohl looked like maybe he was going to get a surprise podium. And then all of a sudden, it's just about what we thought. It's just Kazi's not up there. Since he decided to, you know, the checkers part. Or the, the records part of the checkers or records. Just not quite reckon, right? It was almost classic Kazi. Not quite.
not quite this time.
He hung on to it. Just barely.
Yeah, but right now it is a 1-sim race up front with 3 laps to go. Want to thank the new sponsor also, Chasity Tucker Realtor, for sponsoring tonight's show. And all of SSRL also, actually. That's right.
Justin Levine coming across the line to take 3 laps to go. A race that started out all types of bad for Justin Levine, getting spun, coming out of turn number 4. Did a great job mitigating the damage, making sure that didn't have any big contact with anybody, didn't make huge contact with the wall. Just kind of spun it through the grass. Made a little bit of contact with some people. Got the fence there out of 4, but big enough gap to where it's not going to be that big of a deal. But ultimately, just great recovery drive from Justin this entire day. He put himself in a position where if the caution came out, he still had that extra set of tires that he could have strapped on to give himself as good of a shot as anybody to win the race. But ultimately, he didn't even need it. Able to come through the field and able to use the cautions to his advantage to get some really good restarts. Passing people on the restarts, and he did a great job saving tires all night, coming to take the white flag.
And with the white flag coming up, I want to shout out to Reese Schaefer, up 24 positions from where he started. He's the hardest charger of the night, and he made it all the way up to 3rd.
Honorable mention for Kyle Gerlach from 26th to 8th, and Pat Harvey from 23rd to 10th. Great run from both those guys into the top 10. Good job from Luke Christian getting back up to 7th. He ended up having the tires go off at the end of this thing, so he lost a couple positions. Now back to 8th. But either way, it's going to be Justin Levine coming off of turn number 4 here from Las Vegas. And he's going to win in the Spartans Masters Series once again. Another win for the driver of the number 1. Another win for 1-sim. And it's a 1, 2, 3 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Hell of a race. Action from top to bottom in this one. Maybe only in those last couple of laps did things, like literally the last 3 laps did things kind of cool off a little bit. But it was really, really action-packed on this one.
Yeah, I didn't have a crazy hectic photo finish, banger of a finish or anything, but it was a good race from start to finish. A lot of strategy involved, a lot of comers and goers. Didn't really know who was going to win it until the last 10 laps whenever Levine made the pass on Joseph Kazi, and that's about all you can ask for out of a race. So a good one here tonight from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Big congrats to Justin Levine, who's doing his burnouts. And while he's doing his little celebration, we're going to do a full field rundown and give you the full post-race results here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, with Justin Levine taking home the checkered flag. Johan Seminario in second, Reese Schaefer in third. Joseph Kazi brings it home in fourth. Charles Van Schack, another consistent night, in fifth place. Sammy Harrell in sixth. Kyle Gerlach in seventh. Lou Christian in eighth. Kalen Mitchell ninth. And Pat Harvey rounds out the top 10.
Moving right along, Kevin Zosiak in 11th, Mark Sanchez in 12th, Kyle Westwood came home 13th, Dakota Jorgensen in 14th, Adam Pettit in 15th, James McRae in 16th, Evan Ethel in 17th, Robert Fesaw Jr. in 18th, Drew Prohl, former leader of the race, fell all the way back to 19th, and Scott Shorter down to 20th.
21st is Jose Medina with PB Henry in 22nd. God bless his bad luck. I can't believe he even finished on the lead lap after all that. Wayne Bowen in 23rd. Chris Hudson in 24th. Chris Vinson 25th. Colton Gardner 26th. Cody Riggs in 27th. Art Nicotera 28th. Scott Healy 29th. Devin Maines rounds out the top 30 with Chad Kibbe and Christopher Fuge, rounding out the 32-car field here tonight. And now we're going to jump into our post-race interviews. If I can find Reese Schaefer, our third place finisher, down in the Discord, we're going to pull him up to the broadcast booth real quick and give a little talking to our third place finisher of Reese Schaefer. Reese, how was the car out there tonight? It looked pretty tight for most of the field, especially on the longer run. And then what were you thinking whenever Kazi kind of handed you that third place at the end?
Yeah, this car was definitely tight. Especially, I mean, you saw about every other car hit slam turn 4 wall like it was nobody's business. I was honestly scared for my life when Johan and Kazi wrecked in front of me, but I put it full lock, and thank God I didn't send Kazi into Narnia, so worked out well there. Yeah, it was a fun race. I drove through the field 3 times. That wasn't fun, but it wasn't fun, if you know what I mean. And then, yeah, I ended up P3, so we will take it, to be honest. Qualifying, I screwed up the night from the get-go. I tapped the turn 4 wall in qualifying and started in the back, and then made way out there, and then I was good, and lap 99, they caught some out. I come to pit road, and then I had to do it again, so yeah, all in all, and we all had exits at the end too, which worked out well for the 4 of us, but we didn't need it. But yeah, it was a great race, and I'm lucky to be alive because there was warning signs tonight, and yeah, here we are, P3.
Well, Reese, congratulations on the good finish at the end of the night after a topsy-turvy night. But ultimately, what's it going to take for you to get back in victory lane, man? I mean, you've been really close multiple times, up in the top 3. Just seems like whenever we go to a mile and a half or a short track, you know, you're right there with Justin, you're right there with Joseph, but maybe just 1/100th of a second off lap by lap. You know, what more do you need to find? What more do you need to be able to come home with the checkered flag?
Yeah, you know, racing is always, you always learn something new every day, and there's always something to be gained. So, you know, to be honest, I don't know what it is other than a little bit of luck and a little bit better track position and a little bit better things going my way. And I mean, obviously, you know as well as I do, some days you wake up and, man, you're the fastest guy in the world, and some days you wake up and you're like, man, if I get a top 10, that's going to be a win for me. So, we'll just, we haven't, you know, Bristol, we got our first win, and then other than that, yeah, we've had a bunch of seconds and thirds and top 5s, but haven't got the checker flag yet. So, I'd like to hope I'm saving for the playoff, but who knows if that's true. So, yeah, we'll just give it time and see where it goes.
Well, Reese, congratulations on the good run. Do you have anybody to thank at the end of this one?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank the Winsome guys. I always love racing with them. Kazi, Johan, Justin, they're always so much fun. Even, you know, when we're battling, we're just laughing. It's just having a blast in there. I'd like to thank Mid-Michigan Milk Brews on the car. They've always been with us, and I love supporting them. Like, thank my dad, my girlfriend Emily. My grandpa loves to watch. All my family loves supporting me, and I love them for having them along with me. And they love watching me do what I do, and I love doing it. And I'd like to also thank the broadcast for you guys who are putting on an amazing show, and we wouldn't be at the same league without you guys, so really appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Reese, and like I said, congratulations on the good finish again this week. Looking forward to seeing if you can put that thing in victory lane here soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, that was your third place finisher of Reese Schaefer. Next up, we're going to pull up our second place finisher of Johan Seminario, who's going to be standing side by side with Joe LaCastro.
Well, hello, Johan. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, congratulations on that second place finish. You guys had things pretty locked up there at the end of the race by the time we got into the second half there. But you almost you got involved in a little wreck there at the end. Can you talk about that?
Guys, it's unfortunate. Kazi just got tight when I was right beside him. It's frustrating because I think I had the faster car to take it at the end, but it wasn't intentional whatsoever. It was just hard racing, just unlucky. Just frustrating that I got to that point, but I mean, I can't hate the guy for racing me hard. We're trying to both win, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. That's
it
kinda
wasn't
what we saw in the
intentional.
booth.
There's no hard feelings. Just a bummer.
Good. Well, yeah, it's kind of what we saw up in the booth too. It looked like he just kind of got up into you after running tight a little bit, but I'm glad that there's no hard feelings. Obviously, you guys are going to be racing together again next week. So, did you guys have a strategy coming into this race tonight? We had a longer race with the shorter fuel cells. What was your goal? What was your thought going into it?
Well, I knew tires mattered here, and I had a feeling that with how cold the track was, everybody was just going to run their tires off, and we decided to just save the set in case we need it at the end, because notoriously we have a caution at the end of the race. So knowing how important tires were, we just ran it long. We ended up pretty good. I think Kazi and I were in top 10 after on all tires, and everybody, I think only 6 people saved the set, so it worked out really well for us at the end. When the caution came out with 10 to go, we were just probably going to put 2s on there and just run it, but
didn't have to worry about that though. We ended up having it green for most of that time there, and you guys still took away the win. So again, I want to say congratulations. Anybody you want to thank or shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to the Onsen boys. Like I said, we were just racing hard. Always fun racing them. Team Conti, obviously for the killer setup, it was a fast car all night. And obviously the friends and family that were supporting me throughout this whole season, and obviously you guys for the good stream.
Well, thank you very much again. We'll see you next week for some more racing, and thanks for your time.
Yep, thank you guys.
You're very welcome. We're going to pass it back up to you, Austin, and take it home with our race winner.
Yes, sir. We're going to move up our race winner of Justin Levine. Justin, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Justin, get another win in your tally this season here in the SSRL Master Series. So congratulations, first and foremost. But the night did not start out looking too hot, right? The first 10 laps, you guys spun around coming out of turn number 4. Walk us through it, and walk us through how you were able to come back.
I thought it was over. I'm getting hit coming out of 4 in front of the pack, or I think I was like top 5, top 10, give or take. I was waiting for it to say you got wheel damage, the race is over, but somehow it was all cosmetic. Fixed it. It took like a minute 30, give or take. Didn't have to go a lap down the first caution. Got it all fixed the first time. Didn't know if I should take the tires or not. I really wanted to save a set, and I actually went home with it. We never got a chance to use it, but just battled slowly through the field with what I had, and eventually that last caution put us right in position where I wanted to be. About 30 laps ago, just made sure that I didn't burn up the tires at all. Let Lou and Kaylin and all them pass me on the outside, watched them race a little bit, kept my tires nice and cool, raced Kazi. And Kazi got tight. I didn't have to put up a fight against Kazi. I just went right around him, and then after that, it was smooth sailing. But the last 2 laps, I got a low fuel warning, and I was short. I had a clutch and shift in the 5th gear, and I gave up a little time to Johan there, but it worked out, so I'm really happy with the result.
Ooh, we did not catch that on the last lap, so a little bit of nervy moments there coming down to the end. But you had mentioned you saved the tire set there in stage 1. You didn't need to do it, but was there any point there through stage 2 where you were a little bit worried the strategy wasn't going to hit like you wanted it to? Obviously, it didn't maybe hit in the perfect way to where you would have won by the most amount of time, but were you ever worried that the strategy that you had picked out wasn't going to be the right one?
When we went no caution to the first stage, or the only stage, whatever, I thought it was gonna be a long green flag race, and I was definitely nervous. I felt like I still had the car to beat. Just it's really hard once you're back there in the pack. It don't matter how fast your car is. If you have somebody sitting on your right side, you're not going anywhere, and you're just burning up your own stuff. And then you'll send it in on the bottom. The guy will hold you up a lap or 2. The guy's front, you pull away. You get clear, and then you do it to the next car, and it's just a cycle. This package is really tough to race people against. And it went from nervous because we were back in the pack, and then the stage came, we put tires on it, drove really aggressive. I think I had almost 20% tire wear more than Kazi and Johan, who were up front in the pack. And then the caution just flew perfectly. Without that caution, I don't know if we had a chance to win tonight, because that reset me in the top 10, top 7, whatever it was. And then I was just able to slowly pick everybody off and get up to the lead there, and the last caution flew.
Well, Justin, congratulations once again on bringing home yet another race win this season. Do you have anybody to thank at the end of this one?
I'll shout out to you guys. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. Definitely all the admins that put this on, Dave and Ben, and of course all the viewers.
Well, Justin, thank you for coming up and talking to us here tonight after your fantastic victory. Good come from behind win. Congratulations once again, and looking forward to seeing if you can do it again whenever we go racing again next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Alrighty, that was your race winner tonight from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Justin Levine, driver of the #1 Toyota Camry. But I believe that's going to do it here from us tonight at Grid Vision. Joe, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh wow, Las Vegas 3 times in 1 week. I like it. This track surprised me with how it can turn a seemingly normal race into a bunch of guys hitting the wall. I didn't expect it at first, but I got a lot out of it, and I had a good time. I really enjoyed it.
I would have to say about the same, right? Pretty enjoyable race, relatively natural, not too many cautions, but it still was enough to kind of keep us on our toes. Ultimately, relatively fun race here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So that was an enjoyable one to get in the books, but that is going to do it here from us. So from the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Justin Levine on winning tonight's race from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This has been Austin Edstrom standing alongside Joe LeCastro and Austin Derbyshire. We will see you next time on the grid.